Hey everybody, it's Spring with Soaps and Suds and such, and what am I doing today? Well, I'm going to attempt to make some bath bombs. Yep, that's right. Haven't done this in a while, couldn't find my recipe, so I'm just kind of winging it, so to speak. But what we're going to be using, citric acid, cornstarch. You can get this at your store. Citric acid. Now I ordered that from Nature's Garden. Got some Epsom salt here. We've got some pink kaolin clay. I've got some powdered milk here. Let's see what else. I've got pastelite clay also. You don't have to use these clays if you don't have them. Don't have to, I mean, you can do this recipe however you want to. Just kind of keep it where things kind of go together, I guess is the best way to put it. Baking soda. We've got, like in here, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Now I've got some organic coconut oil. This is the, let's see, it says expeller pressed. We've got some olive oil. You can get those at the store. I'm going to be using cocoa butter and shea butter. And in here, I have got, in this container, I can open it up and show you. See there? I have got in here, let's see, I've got 8 ounces of baking soda. I've got 4 ounces of citric acid. I've got 4 ounces of cornstarch. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in my Epsom salt, my pink kaolin clay, good for the skin, some dried milk, ooh, a milk bath, and some pastelite clay, very healing to the skin. Okay, pastelite clay is awesome. If you don't know anything about it, look it up. It's awesome. Okay, so we've got those in there. Let's see if I can hold this. And you want to take a whisk and whisk this all up really good. That's all dry. You can wear a mask because it tends to want to go into the air. Or just hold your head back away from it. One or the other. However you want to do it. But you don't want to really breathe that in. So, I'd wear a mask if you haven't ever done it before. Okay, got that. Now, we're also going to add, since my doodle bug, that's my little girl Innocence, she likes sparkly, so I've got here some snowflake sparkle, and I'm going to pour some of that in there just for, you know, a little bit of sparkle to the water. Nothing major. If I can get it open. If I can get it open. Oh my heavens. Holding this camera. It's not working out, everyone. Doggone it. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm just going to put some of that in there. I think, well, I'll put a little more. I think that's about enough. Whoops. And that will fill the air too. Just so you know. And then you'll have sparkle everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Okay, stand back away from it again. Give it a nice whisk here. Just mixing those ingredients up. Dry ingredients. Okay. Got that. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on that. And then I'll bring you back right here in a minute with our liquid aspect of this whole thing. Okay, I was wrong on my powdered mix on my citric acid. It's 8 ounces of citric acid. I don't know how I got 4 out of that. It's 4 ounces of cornstarch, 8 ounces of citric acid, 8 ounces of baking soda. So, I had to clarify that. Okay, we've got 2 ounces of cocoa butter here, and it's already melted. So, we're going to add 1 ounce of shea butter to our warm cocoa butter. Or somewhere's about near that. We'll put it that way. We're going to get as close as we can without trying to go over. Yes, I've got my gloves on today. Going to be dealing with this citric acid and all. Okay, we've reached 7.7, 0.9. We don't like much. We don't like much. Okay, we get it close. Oh, we got it right on the dot. There's 1 ounce. Okay, next, let me get my shea butter back over here. Next, we're going to do our coconut oil. Our coconut oil, now that was 2 ounces of cocoa butter, heated, melted, and 1 ounce of shea butter put into the warm cocoa butter. Now you're going to want to do 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, and I am using the organic. That's 3 tablespoons. So somewhere abouts there will work. I bet that, yeah, it's recording. I had to make sure the light was on there. I hope that these will set up good. Like I said, it's been a while for me. Couldn't find my recipe I used to use. And, you know, a lot of times I didn't use certain things that I'm having to use this time because that's what I've got. So, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay. We want 3 tablespoons of our coconut oil. So there is 2 tablespoons. I hope I got a big enough container. I'm starting to wonder. May have not have. I may have not have. Because I still have to put my olive oil in there. May have to switch that to another container. Good possibility. I think I'm going to have to. Yeah. My judgment was off. Sometimes I can judge it right, and then other times it's just not working out. Yeah, I want to get these done. Me and Doodlebug, we like to take lots of bubble baths and nice relaxing, just relaxing baths. And she loves the bath bombs, and I do too. I'm actually going to be doing another one. This one I'm going to use lavender essential oil in it because that's very common. So, you know, that'll be good for her. Okay, I'm going to give this a stir. I'll get that melted. And I think I'm going to probably switch this to a little bit bigger container. But I want to make sure I get this melted, my shea butter. I don't want to have to melt it. I want it to melt in here. Got one stubborn piece right there. Yep. Yeah, I've got to get done with these, and then I want to go weed eat. Me and my son and my daughter are thinking about doing some pepper patch work this evening. If things go as planned, we have got to get some of them in the ground regardless of whatever. because they are getting beat to death by the wind, for one. And they just need to be got out of those cups. Okay. So, I'm going to switch that over, and then I will bring you back. Okay, now we need our 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And I hope I don't have too much liquid here because, like I said, this is, you know, I hadn't done this in a while, and I'm really shaky. What is wrong with my hand? There's 1, 2, not overfilling them, 3. Okay, got that. We got that. Now, now, let me put that in there, out of my way. Okay, now, I'm also going to be using some, it's emu oil is what it is. I'm not sure where my battery cut off, but I put 3 tablespoons of olive oil in there. It's just the classic olive oil from the store, but, you know, if I had the virgin, that's what I would used. Sorry. And then I put some emu oil, about a teaspoon of emu oil. You don't have to use that. That's just optional. Okay, and now for the end, if I need it, I do have some witch hazel here. Don't have my spray bottle, so I'll be using just a dropper. Let's see. Okay, colorants. We've got some of the liquids. Now, these came from Nature's Garden. No, it wasn't Nature's Garden. If I'm not mistaken, these came from Brambleberry. Yes, it was Brambleberry. And these are actually 4 bath bombs. So, I'm trying to see which one my daughter would like. I think that she would like the baby pink. So, I think we're going to go with that. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. So, we're going to squirt some in here. I'm just kind of mixing all my liquids together. Now, that's not going to really go in that oil good, but I don't want to have to fool with it in my, but you know, I think I'll just wait. I'll put some in there, and then we'll just go from it when we have to mix it in there. Okay, essential oil, I'm using lavender. I'm going to put 10 drops. It's usually 6 to 10 drops or something like that. Okay, 10 drops. Oh, it smells so good. Calming. Yes, calming. That's the reason I went with that. That would be good for her or me. Honestly. Okay, we've got our liquids. Now we just got to hope it'll go together right, because, you know, that's the thing. You don't know. I'm not sure because it's been so long since I've made any. Get my witch hazel over here. There's my liquids. See if I can see good enough to get this where you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this very slowly. Very, very slowly. Let me make sure I got everything that I needed in there. Yes. Okay, and I've got my witch hazel here, but I'm going to just go slowly. And, you know, if it doesn't take it all, then, oh well. So much for the recipe, right? Just be back to drawing board. As long as they make, I don't care, because I'm just making them for us. Of course, though, if they turn out good, then you hope that, you know, you got your recipe wrote right, because you can go back and do it again. Actually, changing plans here, because that's just clumping, and I don't like that. We're going to go with the hand method. I've actually done them in my KitchenAid before, my soaping one. You just want to pour little amounts slowly because you don't want to try to activate it, but yet you need it mixed together good. See, it's already changed colors because I used that pink clay in there. I honestly don't think we're going to need all this liquid. I really, really don't. I think we might add some more dry stuff to this, actually. You know, I believe we will. Because that's right about where we need it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and add some more. Well, no. Heck. I can use this liquid for the next one. Because like I said, I'm going to do another one. I'm wanting to use some different essential oils. This will make her some, and then I'm going to make me some. Because bath time can be a good time for, like, you know, reflection, meditating, whatever you know, relaxation, just... Okay. It's looking good. Well, I want a little more color to it though. Put just a little bit more color in here. Probably going to end up having a pink glove. Check the smell. Need a little more scent to it because I think our scent's in this. I don't smell any lavender, so that's not cutting it. So I'm going to put a little bit in there. Let me smell my oil. Yep, that's where it's all at. Okay. Okay, let me show you what I look for. See how that holds shape? That's what I look for. Let me get that out of my way. Let me grab a mold. Okay. Well, get it where you can see. Got a heart mold here. And I'm just going to pack it in. If I get it on the counter, I'll just clean it off. Pack it in tightly. Got to get out here and shortly and do some weed eating. Trying to get these weeds under control. They have taken over, and not in a good way. So, keep this where you can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is packing them tight. Get it on, you know, if you get it around the edge, that's fine. I just like to pack them in there really tight. Try to go a little fast with it. Fast as I possibly can. I don't want my stuff to dry out. Of course, if it dries out, I do have some witch hazel over here, so I can moisten it up again. I love to do like the cupcakes and make the icing that goes on them, and they're very, I don't know, I just love them. And you can do like the bubble bars. Those are awesome. But like I said, I haven't done any of these in so long. I mean, it's been longer than doing my soap even. So, a little rusty. But, you know. May do some of these to actually sell eventually, but right now I'm just making them for us. It saves on having to, you know, try to buy anything for your bath. Just to make your own. It's cheaper, in other words. Because you see, I'm going to get quite a few out of this. Quite a few. So, and hopefully they'll hold together good. I will show you, because like I said, I'm not sure. In this recipe, you might as well just chunk it. It's, you know, it's not going to, where I got off on my oils, it's really not going to work. So, all this video is good for, I guess, is just showing how to mix it. Sorry about that. Of course, that amount right there, I can mix up these. What I'm going to do, actually, just to be honest with you, is all I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up these powders again, all of my powdered ingredients, and I'm going to take what's left of that and just make another batch. So basically, this makes double. So if you go by this recipe, if you're wanting to, just use double the powders. And then that liquid should work out fine, honestly. So, because I poured about half of it, and you got half left, that should go together perfectly. Now, on your essential oil, you know, I did have to add to this because it had no scent whatsoever. That meant all of the scent was in the container of oil that was left. So, now a lot of our, you know, you don't, if you use that pink Pascalite, you don't even have to have colorant. Okay, you see, I'm packed tight. Now, what I'll do is, I'll let those sit for at least a day. Probably, knowing me, it'll probably be longer than a day. Just to be honest with you. I'll probably get busy doing something else, and they'll end up sitting. Okay, you see, I'm still packable, so we're still all right on that. They'll probably end up sitting for a few days. Unless Doodlebug spots them and starts wanting to use them, so if that's the case, then I'll end up checking them sooner. But I usually, to be honest, I just leave them sitting for, I've left them for up to 4 days before. And they got hard as a rock when I done that, so, you know, moisture come out and all that stuff. Because you want them to get hard. They're very, very hard. Okay. Get that out. Actually, I'm going to do something. I'm going to pour this in my hand. I'm going to squeeze it into shape. It won't be perfect, but you know, whatever. I'm going to put some water in this bowl. Just for curiosity, which it may not work good because it's not set up. it's not holding shape yet because it's not completely set up. Let's see. Where you can see. There we go. See there? Whoop, there we go. So it is working. Okay, well, there you go. Sorry about the recipe. You wanted to go by this recipe. Like I said, just double your powdered ingredients. That would be 16 ounces of baking soda, 16 ounces citric acid, and 8 ounces of cornstarch. And you should be good to go. I mean, as far as the essential oil, you know, I go by whatever type I'm using. And because some essential oils are more pure, more stout, more delicate to the skin. So therefore, you know, I would research the essential oil that you're wanting to use and go by whatever you're being told on a good site, because you don't want to get too much essential oil. There we go. So thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.